All right. It's great to be here. It's great to be here. Thank you all for inviting me to join you. This is what unionism is all about, working together to defend our rights and protect safety. Together, PASS and ALPA are on the front line of aviation safety. Laws, regulations, and SOPs don't mean anything if we don't have dedicated professionals upholding safety standards day in and day out. It is simple. When unions are strong, aviation is safe. Maintaining the safest aviation system in the world depends on labor. We are the conscience of this industry. With the recent accidents, we all know this is a critical moment for aviation. And it is also a critical moment for organized labor. With many new efforts to weaken the bargaining rights of workers, we must stand in solidarity to protect our rights and the safety of our system. Unions give us the power to speak out for safety. If we see something wrong, we can fix it. The protection for workers to speak up that is guaranteed by a union is a significant factor in why commercial aviation is the safest form of transportation, and it's critical in every aspect of the transportation industry. ALPA members recognize this is a very challenging moment for federal workers, and the nearly 80,000 ALPA pilots are proud to stand with you. We've got your back, and I know that you've got ours. The work you do is critical. You're already understaffed and underfunded, and not one of you or the work you do is expendable. Attacks on your jobs in the name of cost savings are unacceptable. You are all essential to a safe and fully functional aviation system. You know people don't clap after lunch, right?
I'm making them.
Okay, gotcha. ALPA pilots are all too familiar with the cost savings concept of managing a workforce. For-profit forces are intent on removing pilots from the flight deck, motivated by cutting costs. Yes, they envision a single pilot in the flight deck, proposing single pilot crews to start. This is an unbelievably dangerous concept. Time after time, we have seen safety reports and documented the fact that two pilots are essential for a safe and secure airline operations. We stand beside you in your battle because we are fighting the very same thing in the skies above your members' heads. I commend all of you, and you, Dave, and your whole team for your leadership in standing up for past members and fighting to protect your hard-won union rights. Through our work together, advocating for ATC modernization, workers' rights, and lobbying Congress, I've seen how hard Dave and the entire PASS leadership team fight for aviation safety and your members. It is always an honor to stand with you. With Nick Daniels and our partners at NATCA, and Greg Regan from TTD, who's here to advocate for the safety of our workers. Together, we must keep fighting for safety. Our members, our careers, our industry, and our rights. You can't move forward by standing still. We must take action, keep moving, and stay united. Our unity as a labor movement will always be our strength. Unions succeed by uniting voices. We are always stronger than the sum of our parts. And the more voices that speak as one, the more management, lawmakers, regulators, and other anti-labor forces must listen to us. As lawmakers and regulators in Washington take a close look at our industry, it is up to us to work together and fight for safety and workers' rights. No one understands the ins and outs of our industry better than the people with hands-on experience, like union safety specialists and technicians, air traffic controllers, pilots, machinists, and flight attendants. Our unions, together with the AFL-CIO, must continue to work together because, just as with operations, the safety and success of our industry depend on the united voices being heard in Washington. We are at a pivotal moment for U.S. aviation. APLA lost 2 brothers in the PSA accident over the Potomac, Captain Jonathan Campos and First Officer Sam Lilly. To honor them, all those lost in aviation accidents, and the union brothers and sisters who work tirelessly every day to ensure our system is safe, we must continue our joint advocacy for a modern air traffic control system, a system that will be deployed and maintained by past members. We are proud to work with you as members of the Modern Skies Coalition to advocate for ATC improvement. For too long, insufficient federal commitment to our aviation system has resulted in outdated technologies and understaffing of critical workforces. It is time. It's up to you and your members to overcome these challenges without the proper support from management and lawmakers, and it is time for you to get the support that you need. Now is the time for immediate, decisive action to safeguard and enhance our system's safety and efficiency. It's important to remember that no politician, agency, or administration can silence a united labor movement. Our strength is our people, and we all play a role in standing up for labor. We shape what comes next, regardless of what outside pressures may try to impose on us. We need unions now more than ever before. Unions are the force that can fight back and stand up for workers. Without a union, we are all on our own against the powerful special interests who we all know are not looking out for our best interests. Progress requires strategy and unity. Being loud doesn't win battles. Knowing when to be loud does. The fight we are in requires small steps forward that will strengthen our position and build a foundation for the future. Each win creates more opportunity. It is how we build our power as unions, one step at a time. Thank you for your partnership both in aviation and in the labor movement. We need each other more than ever before, and we need union solidarity more than ever before. APLA is committed to supporting you, and we are proud to work alongside you day in and day out. We will continue to fight together, and we will continue to win together. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Jan is going to play a little moderator here and ask a couple of questions.
All right.
Okay.
No hard ones.
This is on? Oh, good. Okay. It was my honor recently to serve on the Aviation Rulemaking Committee for Mental Health, representing PASS. I know I really appreciated everything that your members brought to the table on that. I wanted to ask you, is the FAA doing enough to address the mental health issue affecting aviation? Many of our operations, the ASIs, the aviation safety inspectors, also need medical certifications and experience many of the same frustrations regarding the delayed approval and or denial of their medical certificate. What can we do as labor to continue to pressure the FAA to improve the process?
Yeah, this is mental health is something that we're taking very seriously. I think all of us are. We've realized that for too long, people have been forced to hide it in the dark, if they're having issues. I'm very proud of what we do. We have a very good pilot peer support program where pilots can reach out to other pilots and talk and just off the record have conversations. Proud of the work we did on that ARC. Our pilot, Travis Ludwig, was one of the co-chairs of the ARC, and the 24 recommendations that came out of it are essential to move progress on mental health forward. I think advocating to get those implemented, right? We have the Mental Health and Aviation Act, supporting that act to try to keep things moving. Don't let, for example, we're all focused on ATC modernization right now. Well, don't let that, which is absolutely essential, don't let that take away from our focus and our still pushing on reforming and making sure that those recommendations are put into place. So properly funding, making sure that we have enough people to look at these things, clear the backlog and move it forward is essential by keeping it front and center.
In your opinion, what do you think the potential impacts of a reduction in force could be, and what impacts would potential rifts have of the aviation safety workforce on the national airspace system?
Yeah, look, what you all do is essential. So any workforce reduction is unacceptable, right? We need to make sure that we're properly staffed and that the work is getting done, because we cannot fix our airspace system without the professionals that you all represent to be part of that solution. So as far as what effect it would have on airlines, anything, you know, they'd have to weigh in on that. But I do know that we're with you, because making sure that, you know, whether it's you all or whether it's air traffic control, we need to make sure that we're properly staffed so that we can keep the aviation system the safest mode of transportation in the world.
Thank you. Often, a lot of our safety inspectors are airline retirees. They join the FAA and give back to aviation community. Are you seeing any impacts to retirees making that change based on recent administration changes to the quality of life?
You know, when the airlines were in their down days, that a lot of pilots actually got out of the business, like when I was furloughed from Delta years ago and everything, and did take positions with the FAA. Most recently, I haven't heard of too many folks doing that as much. But I would say that if you were told you were going to be able to work from home or be a remote worker, and then suddenly now you're called to Washington, it would affect whether or not they're going to take a position like that, of course.
Thank you very much. Dave, did you have anything else?
Yeah, I could. So Jason, we talked a little bit yesterday. We chatted about how the FAA had been on this track of divesting instrument landing systems around the country and starting to favor PBN in places, and talking about actually saying, well, we don't want ILSs in other places anymore. Give me a pilot's perspective of what that would mean to you all, especially in this world we're in now, right, with GPS failures and that sort of stuff.
Well, look, it's kind of an all of the above strategy, right? We all know that we need PBN, we need GPS, we need that to improve efficiency. However, when there is spoofing or something happens, you have to be able to fall back to old school, right? We need that ILS, right? I'm not saying we got to keep NDVs around and all that, but you know what? We need that ILS. Now, by the way, Steve and I actually flew NDV approaches. Kids today don't even know what an NDV approach is, right? But yeah, so it's an all of the above. We got to keep those ILSs. Could you imagine if somewhere like a JFK or a Atlanta, suddenly GPS was shot and you had to figure out how to get in if you did not have those ILSs? That's how they move so much metal at a place like that, is using the traditional stuff. So I know there was a big plan to try to get rid of a lot of that stuff, but I think we're learning that you cannot. Yeah. Is that it? All right.
I got a gift for you.
Uh-oh.
Just a little.